Hey everybody, I had several requests from my Blue Mini video to make some tutorials on some of the techniques that I used in that book, and I'm going to give that a shot, although I've never done a tutorial before. So here we go. The first one I'm going to try is this butterfly. I told y'all it was my take on Laura Dennison's butterflies and dragonflies that she made with the luchador fabric stiffener stuff. It's I think normally used for quilting, and I cannot find that where I live. I would have to order it, and it's kind of expensive too, I think. So I've been looking at dryer sheets for a while, trying to figure out what I could do with them to use them after I used them, and I tried her technique on a dryer sheet and made this little pocket corner. And it's thin because it's only one dryer sheet, but it worked for what I wanted it to do. I didn't want it to be real bulky in here anyway. So I'm going to show y'all how I did this, and actually I'm going to show you a revised version of how I did this, because I think I've come up with something a little better. What I did was I took 2 used dryer sheets. I had already ran these through my dryer, and when I got done with them, I ran them through my washing machine with my whites, so they got washed, bleached, and put through hot water. And then after they came out, I ironed them, and you have to be careful with your iron because these will stick to the iron. So I just ironed them quick enough to get the wrinkles out of them. And I took one and I started to put some Mod Podge on it. And I was going to do it a little bit at a time because the Mod Podge kind of dries fast, and then, do a little more and a little more, but it wasn't working too good. And it was going all the way through the dryer sheets anyway, so I just put them both on top of each other, and then took my brush and got a big glob of Mod Podge and just started slapping it on the whole thing until it was all covered. And it goes completely through, don't think you're messing up, it goes completely through your dryer sheets and all over your mat. So that's going to keep it wet for a while, so I watched it, and as soon as it started getting kind of dry on the top, I took it and flipped it over and let it dry on that side. And I did end up having to use my heat gun to completely dry it. Don't worry about it when you first see it. You're going to think, oh, you can't see through this anymore, it's just a big white chunk of dryer sheet. But as it dries, it gets more translucent where you can see through it, like it is like this. Not completely, but much more than it is when you first have the Mod Podge on it. So once you get it done and get it dried, it looks like this. It comes out like this. It has much more body to it than just a single sheet, and this is just 2. I started to do it with 3 or 4, and I said I better try 2 and see how that comes out first, and it was plenty enough. And the first butterfly I made was this orange one, and I thought it'd come out really well. I'm going to show you how I did it, the process, and you could do, depending on what kind of stamps you have, butterflies, dragonflies, flowers, leaves, whatever you wanted to make out of it, it would work really well. And it does, bend and retain some dimensional shape. Okay, so basically what I did was I took some StazOn and my stamp, and I stamped a butterfly onto the dryer sheets, and then I cut it out roughly and glimmer misted it. This is Garden Fairy. The first one that I showed you was Tuscan Sun. This is the Garden Fairy, and I've already glimmer misted it and dried it. Use the heat gun to dry the glimmer mist. Then you just cut out around your butterfly. You can either leave a little border like I did on the first one because it didn't have a defined outline, or you can cut on the border like I'm doing this one. Now the first butterfly I showed you, I tried to do what Laura did, and she used some iridescent embossing powder. Well, I have iridescent embossing powder, but it also has white mixed in with it. It's called embossing tinsel, bridal tinsel, and the white really milked up the black from the stamp, so I ended up having to go back over it with stickles on some of the black parts to make it pop back out into black, because that was really a big part of the butterfly's design, was the black lines on him. So that one didn't work out too good to be able to see through. I don't have anything closer. I tried, I'll show you in a minute, I tried Perfect Pearls, but that didn't work much better either. In fact, it was even milkier looking over the black. But I'll have to give a look around my stores and see if I can find some embossing powder that doesn't have white mixed in the sparkle. If anybody's got a suggestion of a good one that's out there, let me know. Anyway, you stamp around you cut around your butterfly, cut it out, and then you take some Versamark and your stamp and you ink it up. And you can probably do all this without cutting the butterfly out like I did. It might make it a little easier to get your stamp back in place. It really doesn't have to be that precise. You stamp back over your pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some of this same stuff on here so y'all can see what it does. It's pretty. It just, like I said, toned down the black, and I wanted the black to be very visible. And you take your heat tool. I guess I need those back. Hold it before it blows away. And that's all your embossing powder. And it comes up like that. There's a lot of shimmer to it. And maybe you like it like that. That's, totally up to you, whatever look you're going for. I just like the black to be a little more predominant, so I'm going to go in with some stickles. Just add a little bit. Doesn't have to be real thick. It leaves some of that iridescent showing through if you don't make it real thick. Makes a combination. And she did use stickles on hers too, so maybe hers was not as translucent as I thought it was, and that's why she added it. Really couldn't tell. I just knew it was really pretty. And I liked it. But it just makes it pop out a little bit more. And you can set that aside to dry, or you can use your heat gun. I think it comes out really pretty. And then once it's dry, I hate to smash on it now because I'm afraid I'm going to move the stickles around, but you can fold this body up like I did with the orange one and give it some dimension. This is the one that I did with the Perfect Pearls. I don't know if you can see. I didn't put any stickles over that. That's what it looks like over the black. So it really takes out the color, washes it out. But anyway, that's my butterflies, made with 2 dryer sheets and some Mod Podge. And I hope you give this a try. I hope you like it. Thanks.